Good morning and greetings from Northumberland. It's the 15th of November. It's a cool but clear morning here in Northumberland. I want to talk about two things today. The first one is something that is very close to my heart, I know, and I maybe talk about too much for some of you. But this morning I read a news report from the United States, which I haven't been able to confirm further because, as is so often the case, news about Iran and from Iran doesn't appear high on our media radars. But in that report, it said that the Iranian parliament had voted overwhelmingly by a majority of hundreds to make those about 15,000 protesters who have been arrested in Iran in the last 6 weeks or so potentially subject to the death penalty because they have opposed the Islamic Revolution and asked for freedom, particularly for women, but for all citizens. It's a frightening thought that there is a parliament that is so dominated by one group that they could potentially make 15,000 people subject to a death penalty. And certainly there's no guarantee that at least some of those will not be carried out. We can only hope and pray for these people. But I would say this to you. When anyone speaks about illegal immigration into this country, remember that I know personally, and there are many others who know personally, hundreds of Iranian men and women and children who have come to this country in the terms of this government illegally to escape arrest, beatings, and even ultimately the loss of life. That the people we see in small boats in the Channel have often been driven by desperation to come here, and they come here believing that this country is a Christian country and a country which will respect their beliefs and their values, a country that has a tradition of freedom. We couldn't send anyone back to that country, I believe, at this moment. So perhaps the first thing we could do is to take all Iranians out of the system, to give them their papers and allow them to work to benefit our economy and to contribute to our national life. That would take a large chunk of people out of our asylum system, and we could be doing something positive for them and for us. We would be showing a way of compassion and love that reflects the gospel and that reflects the traditions of our communities and our country. I've taken up a lot of time on that, but I would ask you to reflect on it. I'd also ask you to read Luke chapter 19, verse 1 to 10, the story of Zacchaeus up the tree. Notice that it's the people who get in the way of Zacchaeus seeing Jesus. And let us pray that we will not be the people who get in the way of others seeing Jesus. May God bless us. May God bless the people of Ukraine, the people of Iran, and the people of our land.